Hello, children. Welcome to Sunrise Tales by Pencraft Hub TV. Our story for today is titled David and the Chocolates.
It was a Saturday evening, and David was super excited. He couldn't think of anything else. He couldn't eat or sleep a wink at siesta time. This was all because Dad was returning from a trip that evening. So David waited, seated in the sitting room with eye glued to the clock. He was waiting for 7 p.m.
Now, David was a very active 9-year-old. He was fair in complexion, had brown eyes, and nicely groomed hair. The children who liked him really liked him, but those who didn't really didn't because he made them upset with his naughty tricks. David had two sisters, Nina and Oma. Nina was 10, while Oma was 7. They were also waiting for Dad to come back home from his trip.
At exactly 7:05 p.m., the doorbell rang and David jumped up to open it. But Mom said, "Wait, I'll check who it is." "It's Dad, of course," complained David. But he waited for Mom to open the door. In came Dad, and David jumped up in pure delight. He quickly grabbed Dad's hand luggage and opened it. "No, David," scolded Dad. "Give me a moment to sort out my luggage so I can find your present. Meanwhile, take this pocket of chocolates and share it equally with your sisters."
Chocolates, he shouted in delight, and just my favorite too. He sneaked quietly into his room and started eating the chocolates. At first he thought, I would eat only 2, but he just couldn't stop himself because they were so delicious. He ate 3, then 10, 20, and 30. He only stopped when he put his hand into the packet and found none. Oh my, what have I done? He was shocked. He sat down to think about what to tell his sisters when suddenly he felt a sharp pain in his tummy. Ouch! He screamed as the pain increased. He couldn't go out to tell Mom because he knew what he had done. "David," called Nina, "where are the chocolates Dad asked you to share with us?" She walked into his room and saw him writhing in pain. "Did you eat them all?" she asked in surprise, and David nodded. "And now my stomach hurts." "Oh no," said Nina. "Let's go quickly and ask Mom for some medicine." "But you really shouldn't have done that." Mom gave him some medicine and he started feeling better. She said, "David, you don't like sharing, and that's really bad. You should have shared the chocolates with your sisters." "I'm sorry, Mom," said David. "I'll do better next time." A short while later, Oma asked David, "So you really ate all our chocolates?" And Nina said, "I hope you've learned your lesson." And David replied, "Yes, I have. I've learned that sharing is caring." They all laughed and went to bed. Subscribe, like, and comment. For more stories, stay tuned to Pencraft Hub TV. See you next time.